Hello. Today we are playing Car. It's a game that has the car in it. Yes, that one. That car. And we are going to race with that car to remind myself of the long driving trip that I had to come over here. Hello. How's it going? It's been a while. It's been a few days. I was gone for a little bit. I got myself a little haircut. Now I just got to shave. I got to shave and there we go. I'll look 15 years younger. As opposed to the old man that I am now, right? But, yeah, as I said, before last, Friday, yeah, on Friday, I didn't do a stream at all because I had to leave to, go and visit family because it's been like a year, almost a year and a half since, all the pandemic stuff happened and I wasn't able to cross the border and talk to some family and catch up with some people. Plus, it was my little sister's birthday and she said she was gonna kill me if I missed it, so I didn't want to die, as you can tell. I'm alive and well now, so yeah, I certainly did a good job at showing up. It was mostly a party with her friends and stuff, and we have a pool at my dad's house and stuff, so it was her and all of her friends, just all of them super crowded into into this little pool, but it was funny. And so we ended up eating, obviously, all of the junk that, that kids end up eating. Candy and marshmallows and chocolates and all that stuff. The works and pizza. My dad got like 8 boxes of pizza, my god. And cake, obviously. So I'm up to here with like sugar and all of the junk food that I never eat over here. I ate it over there. And not only that, but, my dad made me a bunch of food and all of the candy that was left over, I got, we got all of that and we were able to bring it back here, so, yeah. And I just barely arrived today because I think, like, the borders, they closed them completely on, like, Sundays, or, like, this one border specifically that we needed to go through. And so we just waited until Monday, and now we're here. But, of course, I had to wake up really early to be able to cross, and it was stressful and I was kind of tense because it's been like a year since I last did the whole trek over here, and then carrying, it was a lot of stuff, so we had to like carry all of the stuff up here, and we live on like, like a second floor, so we have to like, go up and down the stairs all the time. I ended up kind of tired. I ended up really tired from it, and so I ended up sleeping for most of today. When I showed up, I sat down and I ate some food and I was like, I'm just exhausted, so I just got on my bed. I got like my sweatpants or whatever, my pajama pants, and I just passed out, and I woke up like 15 minutes ago. Hey everybody, how's it going? Yeah, but that's essentially, that was my whole weekend, and I have like pictures of myself like just chilling out in a hammock. But yeah, I slept, then I woke up, and I said, it's gonna be like 8 o'clock. This is usually the time that I stream, but I didn't have anything planned. I was like, do I do Trails from Zero? I don't really feel like doing that. To me, this still feels like Sunday, even though it's Monday. We can continue Trails from Zero and other stuff tomorrow. And today, I just wanted to make a stream, even if it is to like, catch up with you guys or say something or play a game that I just, that I want to play, that I just, have had the opportunity to. So we're playing Car. No, specifically, we are playing Gear Club Unlimited 1. It's actually one of my favorite games on Switch. The reviews are kind of middling for this game, but I like it. It's a very simple, very arcadey racing game. Nintendo Switch exclusive as far as I know. I always Google the game and I'm like, is there a PS4 version that runs better or a PC version or whatever? No, it's Switch only, and I know that the sequel, Gear Club Unlimited 2, is also Switch exclusive. I have it here somewhere. There it is, yeah. I got the sequel as well. The cool thing about these games is that they always go on sale. Like, every time there's a sale, for some reason, they always include these 2 games. And, it's always, like, discounted to be, like, $3, so I bought both. Just on the off chance that they might be fun. I said, if they suck, they're $3, But I actually like them. I actually kind of like them a lot. Let's see. I thought this was going to be a Nerdmobile stream. Oh, I mean, we could do that. That could be a Nerdmobile thing. We haven't done that podcast in a while. We should probably... because I said that I wasn't really going to do, like, news videos all that often now. Only for, like, stuff that I really care about. Which there has been a lot of, and I was going to make videos of it. I know there's, like, World Ends With You footage that's been going around everywhere. So, I might make like reaction videos on those. But yeah, I should podcast again. I really should. What's that 15th birthday girls in Mexico have again? Yeah, quinceañeras. It's like a sweet 16 in the US, but just a year before, 15. In the Mexican culture, when you're 15, that's when you're like, you know, you're a woman now. And in the US is the exact same thing, just 1 year later. 1 year late to the party. I wonder why I didn't get Twitch notification for you, but turns out I unfollowed you. I don't know why. How dare you? How dare you? Unacceptable. Unacceptable. No, but hey, you're here now, right? How's the stream though? It's good. We're just barely getting started. I'm just kind of doing the pre-show kind of intro and talking and stuff. Just sort of a stalling, just waiting for more people to show up and just sort of having a conversation with the chat. And we'll eventually, you know, actually start playing the game. This game is fun. I like it. I genuinely like this game. Some people will like look at me all weird and be like, what? But I like it. In fact, let's just get like a random, sorry boss, you need a B3 category car. Okay, yeah. So there are a bunch of cars that you can get in this game. I don't know if any of you are like car fanatics or something like that, but there's like a performance shop that you can go to where you can deck out your cars and stuff. You can upgrade them. You start off with I think like 1 or 2 cars, but like as you do races, you gain money, and with that money, you buy the cars. There's some DLC cars in there that you can get, but I don't really bother. There's already enough cars in here for me, and I don't know anything about cars, except the movie Cars 2, and then eating a can of beans while watching Cars 2 at the movie theater. I don't know. But yeah, these are pretty much all the cars that I have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know anything about like car names or anything. You know, this is the Nissan, Toyota, Lexus 520. No, I just, this is the white one. This is the brighter white one. The yellow one, the red one, and the black one. That's all I know. I have a kindergarten's mindset of what a car actually is. There we go. Like even that little window doesn't even tell you exactly like what kind of car it is. When you go into the shop and you actually buy these cars, it tells you what it is. You can see the little branding on there. What is this? Like a Lamborghini. It's like one of those Italian, well, one of them Italian brands, you know? It even got the green, red, and white. You know, you can press Y, and you can open up the trunk, which does nothing. Like a car tour. You know, for a game that's on Nintendo Switch, the graphics actually look kind of nice, you know? I'm watching this on my TV dock mode, you know? I'm actually watching this on my television. It doesn't look bad. It really doesn't. It actually looks kind of good. Obviously, because the game, the graphics look so good. Okay, so this is a BMW Z4. Because the game looks so good, the frame rate is the thing that suffers. Remember, this is on Switch. So obviously, you know, it's like 30 FPS or below, you know? And then let's see. Yeah, and like these menus are not very good. They're kind of slow and clunky, but if you can get over that, this game is actually pretty fun. There are achievements you can go for all the time. Score 3 stars, acquire an AC, get air conditioning on that car. It's getting hot. And then missions. You got Joe's missions. You can see Joe over there. Looking all cool. Drift 300 meters. Finish 3 races without a collision. Well, you're asking for the impossible out of me when it comes to that one, boy. Joe mama. So as I was cutting my grass and sweating my balls off, a broken essential yard tool, fixed it with duct tape. My dad always told me, "Can duck it? Fuck it." Your dad is right. Back in Vietnam, our boys in uniform used to steal up bullet holes in helicopter rotor blades with duct tape. Oh yeah, just fix that with duct tape. Sure. The whole motorcycle, the whole helicopter's like, you know, the whole helicopter's gray. It'll fit with the gray tape. Yeah, so there we go. So you got all of these cars that you can go for. You can do the shoulder buttons to see, you know, what kind of car you can actually use for this situation. Eagle is saying, gas. Welcome back. Hello. What are we playing today? We are playing Gear Club Unlimited. Oh, by the way, Hasio, don't tell anybody, but I bought Dragon Quest X and I'm downloading that right now, but shh, don't tell anybody. If we were able to play New Link in Japanese, we can play that game in Japanese. Car? Yes, car. This car, specifically, an M4 Coupe, or whatever. Yeah, so my best time is 1 minute and 43. Let's play. There's a bunch of different races that you can do. Like an MMO. There's many races. You can be an orc. You can be an elf. You can be a paladin. That's not a race. That's like a job. That's like a Final Fantasy job. But yeah, I like this game. It's super arcadey, and what I mean with arcadey is that it's not like Gran Turismo, right? Where like it talks about what transmission do you want and how much torque do you want on your wheels. I mean, there are upgrades, but it's kind of like an RPG, right? Where it's like, oh, you know, pay this amount of money and like 2.5 better brakes, whatever that means, right? They didn't really... I mean, the cars look realistic, but the actual physics and the mechanics and the way that you race is not super realistic. They didn't really factor that in. They kind of just want you to have fun just racing fast cars. And that's what I like. And, you know, I have Gran Turismo Sport, and that game is fun just to look at it, and there's a VR mode, and that's what I like the most. But, you know, it's not really there for, like, super hyper-realism. I don't like realistic racing games. I like stuff like Burnout Paradise, you know? That's the ultimate, that's my favorite car game. That's like not Mario Kart or something. Would Demolition Derby be a subgenre of racing games? Kinda. Yeah, like cars that like battle each other. That depends. If you're like on a racetrack, I guess it's a racing game. I don't know, anything with cars in it. So yeah, you hold down on the right trigger. We're on Switch Pro Controller exclusively, so I guess ZR. I always forget the names of the Nintendo Switch, like shoulder buttons and stuff. LR and then ZL and ZR. I always, again, I've said this many times, but my logic, my readability, how do you call it? My literacy when it comes to controllers always eventually translates to just PlayStation controllers, because those are the unique ones that like distinguishes themselves very well from all of the other controllers, because all the other ones, whether it's Nintendo, Xbox, or some third-party thing, it's always letters, right? It's always A, B, X, Y. But because I don't know if there's like a copyright or a patent or something on like the order in which you have the buttons, but people always try to make them different so that, you know, they can either distinguish the controller, they don't get mixed up, or they don't get in trouble with the other company. No idea. But, yeah, when I'm using an Xbox controller, I'm always like, what button goes where, right? When to say, press Y, I'm like, I feel like an idiot. I have to, like, look down at the controller to be like, is this Y? And like, nope. It was the other one. You were thinking about the Nintendo controllers. And then it's like, oh, press A. And it's like, okay, I'm on an Xbox controller, so A is at the bottom, but oh no, you were playing a Japanese game, so you have to press B, you know? You have to press the other one. There we go, look at all the money I'm making. You can rewind in this game as well. You can like press a button, and if you screw up, you can just rewind it. You don't make as many points, but you know, it's fun to see. I used to have this game for my PS2 where Monster Jam trucks would drive around and pick up rocket launchers, mines, machine guns. Yeah, like Twisted Metal and stuff. I remember playing Twisted Metal. I remember it being good. I had Twisted Metal on the PSP. When I first got my PSP, I think Twisted Metal something was like included on my PSP. That and a copy of Spider-Man 2. And I saw... I played that movie a million times. I watched Spider-Man 2 so many times on that PSP. Oh yeah, so it won't let me race on there because I need a B3 car. But I have a regular B car. Look at this. So I haven't done this before. So a lot of these races come with like requirements, you know, and if you don't have the requirements, you can just go to the garage, the performance shop as it says there, and upgrade your car so that it can, you know, be eligible to drive. And it shows you there, right, like the PI or whatever. 275, which is gonna make this race medium difficulty as opposed to easy or something. And then this is very hard because the PI is too low. And the way to do it is that you gotta go to the garage and totally like upgrade the hell out of these cars so that the PI is higher. Yeah, so recommended is 275. And he has, well, yeah, 191. And then 264, so not even like up to where it should be, just slightly lower. This one as well. But hey, we've you know, we've had a lot of time with the M4 Coupe, so I think we'll be okay. You know, for a game that's like $3 every like couple months or something, for a game that goes on sale all the time to be super cheap, it has a surprising amount of content. It has a lot of content. And you can go online and do a local multiplayer, not online multiplayer, as far as I know. I don't know. When you first boot up the game, it says local multiplayer or single player, and I just go single player. But the single player also has like an online element to it. Probably leaderboards and stuff. I don't know. Again, I'm not super interested in multiplayer stuff for this, so I don't know. But look at that. It looks pretty, doesn't it? You forget that this game is on Switch until you actually start playing it, and the frame rate is like... Yeah. I'm pretty sure it's locked at like 30 or something. The menus certainly aren't, but you know. I was a big fan of Gravedigger back in the day. I actually met the driver when I was 5. Oh yeah, the monster truck guy? Yeah. I used to have that issue. I don't know how, but now I'm able to rewire my brain whenever I use different controllers. Yeah, I've been able to do it too, but you know why? It's because, like, I'm always streaming, and all the time I have, you know, this controller right here, and this controller right here, and now I'm using this controller right here. So, like, all the time, I'm just switching from one controller to the other, so because I do it so fast, you know, I eventually just, like, you know, I get used to it, but... if there's ever a moment where, like, I don't know what button does what, I always think the PlayStation, right? Because, you know, these buttons, these symbols, these are the same on every PlayStation console, and there isn't, like, another, like, different company that does it, you know, similarly, right? There's nobody that also has, like, the shapes and they flip it around. They don't have it like that, all right? Only PlayStation has that, so, like, that's, like, my baseline. When they say, you know, press A, or, like, the button on the bottom, right? It's like, oh, X, so I just press X, right? They say, do the right trigger. Oh, okay, R2, right? In my mind, there's always L2, R2, L1, R1, X square, triangle, circle, right? And then, like, even when you press down on the sticks, it's like, okay, R3, L3. You know, that's my logic. That's my baseline. Grim, hello. Watch me play car. Watch me beat Jackie at 7th place. And then Joshua immediately afterwards. And they're off. Look at these guys wilding out on this race. We're in the middle of nowhere, ladies and gentlemen. There are no gas stations. As soon as the gas runs out, they are screwed, ladies and gentlemen. They're gonna have to walk all the way back home, and there goes THP, racing all the way to first place because he's so cool and sexy. All of the racing queens from all those animes should just go and give her a big hug as soon as he reaches first place, which he most definitely will. And it's not like Rick is out there in the back with 25 meters of distance about to keep, you know, catch up to him. Do not worry. He has enough PI to get here in this race. It's medium difficulty. He just did a race that was medium difficulty, ladies and gentlemen, and he made it look easy. He made it look like it was baby mode. Ignore the fact that the game itself has a difficulty setting, and he set the difficulty to easy, but don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. A race is still a race, and a race still needs to be won. Back to you, Rick. That's right, Michael. Well, Michael, it seems this is a beautiful day, and God knows where the hell we are. It looks like a desert. This looks like some rejected level from, like, Red Dead Redemption 1. It looks like they took the environment of Red Dead Redemption 1 from the Xbox 360, available now in Xbox Game Pass, and they just put a racetrack over it, Michael. That's right, Rick. It really does look like, you know, despite this being a modern game, being ported on the modern consoles, this game does not live up to the standards that most people demand for. Yes, I understand that, Michael, but I think that a game is more about the gameplay and how fun it is. Oh, and there we go, and THP wins the race. It is first place on the Ancient Civilization. What part of that was an ancient civilization? It just looked to me like a desert. Definitely not Rick Astley. Yeah, I know. All right, car. We played car. And now look at that. We're in 8th place? Nuh-uh. There we go. Screw you, Scat Pack. Is the M4 Coupe now. Let's go to the next race. Wasn't there a racing game based off Fast and Furious a year or two ago that was god-awful? Yup. On everybody's, like, worst games of 2020. Or 2019, I don't know which one it was. Yeah, it really was, like, a year or two ago. I don't know. But yeah, a lot of people were saying that was the worst game ever. And, if it wasn't for the fact that, like, Vin Diesel showed up at, like, the Game Awards and, like, showed it off and all that stuff, it was, like, a world premiere. Nobody would have really played it, you know? I don't even know why people gave it the time of day. I have no idea. I also don't know why Vin Diesel is in so many games. And he was on some fine games, you know, like that. There's that one Chronicles of Riddick game that's actually really good. That came out on, like, PS3, Xbox 360 days. There's this PS3 game. It's actually kind of funny now that I'm looking at this Fast and Furious game. But there was a game called The Wheelman, which was essentially Fast and Furious, but, like, you know, with Vin Diesel in it, and it was like an action movie. A lot of people kind of gave it bad reviews. I played the demo of it, and I loved it. I never played the full game, but, you know, maybe one day I'll track down a copy of Wheelman. Didn't look Ancient Civilization-y to me at all. I feel like this is false advertising. Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna demand that my $3 be taken back. Yeah. I want to see a Lakitu come in and do the light for the stuff. And they're off. All right, Rick. We're back here in the ancient civilization of Ease. You can see Adel Kristen exploring over there. Back to you, Rick. Yeah, that's right, Michael. Anyway, I would like to continue the conversation that we had earlier because you said something that quite ticked me off and made me want to slap you in the face with a rubber glove. Oh, what's that, Rick? Please, tell me. Oh, well, you see, Michael, you were saying that despite this being a Nintendo Switch game or a game that came out in 2020, you were complaining that the graphics were not up to standards. But I think that a video game is more about the you know, how you can play it holistically, right? Whether it has a proper art style or if the actual interactivity of the game is fun, right? Or as people will colloquially call it, the gameplay. Well, while I do agree, Rick, but, you know, for God's sakes, it's 2021. Games have to look like newer, you know? Well, I disagree. I think they don't have to look that newer. There are games that have come out in the modern day that have sprites and pixels. You know, like Shovel Knight and Undertale and Iconoclast, and games that don't look all 3D rendered and realistic but are still very, very good because they have great stories and tight mechanics and a creator that has a genuine vision of what they want. Yes, but when, that's right, Rick. You make a really good point, but when I play Call of Duty, when I spend $1,000 on a graphics card, then I expect nothing but the very best. Yes, I understand your viewpoint, Michael, but are you going to be blaming the game developers because you blew all of your stimulus check money on a graphics card? And then you just expect every developer to just, like, push the boundaries of graphics every time just because you spent a lot of money in it? There we go, he didn't respond. That's what I thought. Anyway, the race is now finished, and THP is the winner yet again! Woo, 1:46. Well, bye. Okay, bye. By the way, graphics don't matter. I know, I'm just making a joke. I'm role-playing as two racing commentators that are arguing about gaming like it's a podcast. This generation full of brats who only care about looks. Games like Freedom Fighters prove the graphics aren't everything. Graphics were obsolete and blocky for 2003, but the game was really good. Try imagine Red Dawn in New York City. No, after Minecraft got really famous, and it's like this blocky little thing where, like, you know, the models are super simple, like, nobody should have cared about graphics at that point. The number one most popular game in the entire world right now is a game that everybody calls, oh, it just, well, not everybody, you know, people that are like, oh, the game looks mediocre, it doesn't look good, or that stuff is like, whatever, nobody seems to care. So, like, why do you keep caring about graphics? The Xbox X Series X was more powerful than the PS5, but many people only wanted the PS5. Yeah, you know why? Because the games are better there, you know? Because you can't play Demon's Souls on an Xbox, you know? And eventually when all of the anime games start coming out, you know? When, you know, even when Tales of Arise or whatever, Tales of Arise was announced at a Microsoft press conference, but you know people are gonna play it on a PS5, right? Because that's where all the anime fans are at, right? And people are gonna take their PS4 library and play it, you know, improved on a PS5. There's just like there's a more diverse library, right? But despite the fact that PlayStation doesn't really advertise that variety, that diversity, right? And then Xbox, I mean, Xbox, they do pretty well in America, but nowhere else, honestly, because it's all like very pro-America kind of advertising with like, you know, what do they show on every like, you know, showcase and press conference? Guns, cars, sports, you know? They always gotta show a big car on stage. They always gotta show like, you know, a bunch of dudes with big guns with the Gears of War, and then cars and cars and cars and sports and basketball and all that stuff. Although, strangely enough, over the past like 2 or 3 years, they've been showing stuff like Dragon Ball and, you know, Phantasy Star Online 2. So they're realizing, oh, if we want to do better, then we need to like actually advertise to other people that are just not ourselves, right? So they started putting more anime stuff in there, and that's cool. Like Dragon Quest 11 is on Game Pass, Undertale is on Game Pass, Tales of Arise, PSO2, Dragon Ball FighterZ was announced at a Microsoft thing. So yeah, and there's rumors that there's gonna be like a My Hero Academia, like fighters kind of game that's gonna be announced as well. Yeah, I like it. I like that new direction, just because it opens the doors to more stuff, right? And there's even like sponsorships and stuff. I know that with Hololive, like all of the Generation 5 girls, Botan, Polka, Lami, Nene, like all of those girls, they did like a group like sponsored stream for Xbox Game Pass, and they were playing like Minecraft Dungeons and Forza and all that stuff, and that's great, right? You know, they're reaching out, you know, to other demographics, and I think that's good, right? And what better way to advertise it than just putting Hololive girls on it, right? And then just having them have fun. And then advertising Game Pass, right? Because with Game Pass, you don't necessarily need to buy an Xbox. You can just buy the service and then play whatever you have on PC. Many people only wanted the PS5 only for the looks. No, I recall a lot of people making fun of the PS5's looks constantly, including me. I always said that it looked like an air conditioner. It looked like a mini split that you put on your wall. No, everybody crapped on the appearance. I don't remember anybody saying that they wanted to buy it because of how it looks. They wanted to buy it because of the games that were in it. The same reason for how the original, the very, very first Xbox was technically more powerful than the GameCube and more powerful than the PlayStation 2, but guess what console everyone ended up buying? The PlayStation 2. You know why? Because every game in the goddamn universe was released on the PlayStation 2, including exclusives, right? You can't play God Hand on an Xbox. You couldn't play Shadow of the Colossus and Eco and Jak and Daxter and Ratchet and Clank and all of these many RPGs, Odin Sphere, you know, all of the Vanillaware games are on PlayStation 2, Persona 3, Persona 4, Shin Megami Tensei. Okay, that was a very fast race. Unknown Signal. I'm okay with a box sitting next to my TV. Yeah, me too. Me too. I don't necessarily need a, you know, to have like maximum power on a PC. The PC that I have now is fine, but I use it for everything. I use it for work and recording and all that stuff. The graphics were started back in the 90s. Was Sega Nintendo was having a dick measuring contest, and I can't believe it still continues. Yeah, before it was the companies, Sega does what Nintendo don't, but now it's mostly the fans. The fans are the ones that kind of like, you know, uphold that. But to me, it's more like PlayStation and Xbox now, as opposed to Nintendo and Sega. Now it's just kind of a meme, the Nintendo Sega thing, because Sega doesn't even make consoles anymore. Are you gonna get the Nintendo Switch Pro? I heard that's the new Nintendo console. Yeah, everybody's like, you know, harping on that Nintendo Switch Pro. Everybody wants to see it announced. Maybe, I don't know. My left Joy-Con is completely busted. I can't use it at all. But that's just the Joy-Con, right? That's not the console. You know, the console is like the tablet, and that's worked fine for me. And, you know, for me personally, I've never been a stickler. I've never been really like harsh on graphics. So it's not like I need it to be like, oh, I can't wait to actually, like, because I know there's people out there that are like, oh, I can actually play the games now like a real video game, and is like, you know, I don't want to be that guy, right? I think they all run fine. I think they're all okay. You know, I don't feel like I need a new one, but eventually I think I am gonna have to make the upgrade, because in the same way that there's the DS and the new 3DS, you know, we're like, oh, Xenoblade Chronicles, you can only play it on the new 3DS, right? Or like Binding of Isaac or Minecraft, you can only play it on the new 3DS. I feel like the same shit is gonna happen on Switch. Where like, oh, yeah, here's like Final Fantasy 15 running on Nintendo Switch, right? Complete edition with all of the content included. Switch Pro exclusive. It's like, so these games are gonna start coming out where like it's only Switch Pro exclusive, right? And is that like, what are you gonna do, right? Like Breath of the Wild 2, Switch Pro? No. If it's a mainline Nintendo game, it has to be playable everywhere. But like, I can definitely see like more and more games, you know, like big MMOs or whatever. Elder Scrolls Online, it's on Switch now. Switch Pro exclusive if you want to like render out everything, right? There's a reason for why like Resident Evil 7 and all these games have like the cloud versions of them where you can like you play the game but you're streaming it off of the cloud and you're not actually running it off of the console, right? And so I feel like maybe there'll be a moment where like if there is a Switch Pro that runs everything better, maybe we will have like a local like download Resident Evil 7, but only if you have a Switch Pro, because that's the only console that can actually run it. And even then it could be like 30 FPS or something. And that's only if the console exists, right? And if they do it right, because you know how Nintendo is, right? The Super Nintendo Switch. I have a PS4, I'm gonna get Security Breach when it comes out. Oh, Final Fantasy Freddy's? I thought you said, I'm gonna get a Security Breach. I'm like, okay. I miss playing God Hand. I was brainless with the combo system. Yeah, man, God Hand is fun. I have it on PS3. And you know, God Hand was always one of those games. Hey, Michelle, what the hell? What the hell, Michelle? Michelle, my belle. Ooh, okay. I'm hallucinating now with the desert. It got so hot that I'm just imagining these racers. I just phased right through them. It was a mirage, I guess. No, yeah, but like, what was I talking about? With the Switch Pro, that's so easy to screw up. Because when it comes to making a console that's focused on graphics, and less on like what the games are and what they're gonna do with it, then that's very easy to screw up, because then you bring in this whole crowd of people where like their standards are like so incredibly high that you'll never satisfy them. So for me, like, you can have a Switch Pro, but I'm always more interested on like, you know, what are the like third-party developers, what are all of these other individual people, when they look at the Switch Pro and they see what's possible, like what are they gonna do, right? What are they gonna be able to pull off with that? And not only now, but like later, right? Because whenever there's a new console with new graphics, the first like 10 games that come out are always like, look at how good the graphics look, right? That was like literally the whole deal with like, you know, Demon's Souls, were like, you know, that's a good game in and of itself, but it was always like, look at the graphics and you can switch modes and stuff. And right now with all of these like free PS5 upgrades, same stuff is like, now look at how good it looks. Now how good it runs. It's like, all right. But now the thing that I want is for people to like take maybe like a couple of years off to really like construct and build something from the ground up with PlayStation 5 in mind, and see what they can do with it. Not just on how good the graphics look, but like how they can just push different art styles and details and stuff like that. How would, you know, how would a Dragon Quest game with like its anime Toriyama style look like on a PlayStation 5? What would they do to make it look even better than what Dragon Quest 11 already looks like? Because for me, Dragon Quest 11 already looks pretty fantastic, right? And especially on PC where it runs at a better frame rate. But if you know, take Dragon Quest 11 on a PS5, yeah, frame rate's better, but like, you know, there's just a bunch of stuff that you know, when it comes to consoles, when they come out, it's all about flashiness. But then towards the end of their life cycle, that's where all of the good shit really comes out, because it's good graphics, but they refine mechanics, they let go of like trends and stuff like that, and that's kind of where developers sort of start to do their own thing. And yeah. And I have God Hand on PS3, and it's one of those like famous games that everybody talks about. I never quite played it super in depth, but I have it on PS3, and one day I do want to stream it so that I can just really get down and dirty with it. When do you think fanboyism got really bad? Oh, it's been bad since the 90s. I think that's towards the end of the Xbox. No, I think at the start, when PS3 and Xbox started, that's when the internet, you know, when the internet became a thing where like people could like communicate more freely, I think that's where it started. But nobody ever really learns their lesson. There's always the same discussion, right? The PlayStation 2 was the most popular console ever, and it sold better than any other console, and it was the least powerful one. The Nintendo DS was not as powerful as the PSP Or even like, you know, playing games on a phone or whatever, even at the time. Because even back then, I remember like Infinity Blade 1 was like in the works, and that was impressive because it was like, oh, look at how good the graphics are on a phone, no less, right? But people still bought a Nintendo DS or a DSi or something like that. Why? Because all of the awesome games were on there, right? Pokemon was in there, Mario was in there, freaking the best version of Chrono Trigger is on there. Puyo Puyo and Tetris, DS, like a million games, right? Mario Kart, you know, whatever your kid wants, which is just to play the fun Mario Kart with their friends. It's all about the games. It's never really about the graphics. The graphic is always for like all of the tryhards, you know, for like the people that watch Angry Joe reviews to see him laugh maniacally at like how like not realistic the clouds look, but the clouds look fine, you know, just stuff like that. I always think that's just kind of stupid. Opinionated ass hats got a hold of computers. Yeah, I think when the Angry Video Game Nerd became a thing, and then everybody thought, oh, I can be an angry man on the internet and be popular too, but then they forgot that the Angry Video Game Nerd is a fake character that doesn't actually exist, and not actually him. The real guy is actually like super chill and reasonable, but everybody thought that that's how like they should actually be as a person. Everybody took it too far, now everyone is an asshole on the internet. Switch Pro is we can play the high-def games too. Yeah, pretty much. They're just playing catch-up with the... I wouldn't even say the PS5 and Xbox Series X. I'd say PS4. Trying to catch up with, like, the PS4 and the Xbox One. But again, like, Nintendo, they always release their new consoles earlier than the other guys. But in terms of technology, they're, like, a generation behind everyone else. But does anybody actually give a shit? No. You know why? Because there's a billion gazillion games that you can buy. Everybody's porting their games over to Switch, and they work fine. And it's portable, and, you know, they have, in my opinion, one of the best controllers out there. The Pro controller is so much more comfortable than the Xbox controller, or even the PS4 controller, which I love. Yeah, I think, you know, also Smash is in it. You can't play Smash on PS4. You can't play Smash on Xbox, right? Again, it's the games. And plus indies... And, you know, there's exclusive stuff like this that I like. Rocks and Tumbleweeds. 286? Oh, God, the standards are going to be higher. Yeah, oh, no, not the coupe. Even the coupe is too low. I mean, we can still go for the race, but it'll be hard, so... Let's just go to the performance shop. Again, I looked down because it said press X to go to the performance shop, and I'm like, which button is X? Nintendo's still behind the curve of networking. Oh, don't even get me started on the internet, on the online aspect of it, because these guys, Nintendo, they're still stuck on like PlayStation 2 kind of era. They don't know what it is. I'm surprised that their eShop still runs without breaking. All I really want is a Switch Pro with more memory and longer battery life. I don't think there's gonna, I mean, more internal memory, like integrated, I don't think there's gonna happen. I think you're just gonna have to save up money on like a micro SD card or something. That's what I have. Actually, my brother, when my birthday came in like a year ago, actually no, I think it was Christmas. No, yeah, it was Christmas. He gave me this micro SD card for 256 gigabytes, and I don't know where to use it because I already have really big SD cards for everything. Even on my hacked 3DS, I have like a really big SD card. And so I was thinking that maybe if I do get a Switch Pro, I'm gonna need an SD card for that. So, you know, I got it right here. You know, whenever I need it, just a spare SD card. I think SD cards are not particularly expensive. Not really. So I think you should probably just go on Amazon and buy yourself the biggest one. Or like if it's gonna be like your birthday or Christmas or whatever, just say, give me the biggest, fattest, thickest SD card that you can. And, you know, have your parents give you like a 1 terabyte one or a 500 gigabyte one. My Switch has a 256 one. And I mean, I got it. I got all these games, right? It has gotten to the point where I kind of have to start deleting some of them. But again, it's mostly games that I never really play anymore. Battery life is definitely a big one. I don't know about you guys, but for me, the battery life on Switch, it just totally like, it doesn't even last like a couple of hours now. And that's probably because it relies on the dock power all the time. But yeah, I mostly like playing games on Switch docked anyway. I like to play it on a big TV. But there are moments where I get really addicted and I do like playing it portable, and it kind of sucks that, you know, the battery life is so small. Anyway, where's my coupe? Is this my coupe? Sorry, I don't recognize. I don't really cosmetic workshop, mechanical workshop, paint, tires. So what increases my PI? And then wind tunnel. Oh wait, I think that's the coupe right there. Yeah, I don't have enough like little squares here on the floor for me to. This is the car, right? Yeah, 265. Rally tires. Yeah, 291. Yeah, I need to get it up to the 90s or whatever. You get experience every time you like upgrade cards and stuff. 266. A B1 car. I don't necessarily want to spend all my money because I eventually want to like... I eventually do want to... Okay. The game kind of freezes a little bit. It's on Switch, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, so, you know, you got stuff like the transmission and all that stuff. But again, like, it's not really all that detailed. It's just kind of like upgraded to do the thing better, and that's kind of it. There we go, suspension. I have $383,000. There we go, I leveled up. Level... 26. Happy birthday, you're 26. New items are available. Body workshop rank 4. Okay, so a higher level. And then parking spaces. Alright, cool, because I'm running out of space. No, I mean, I don't have enough space. Good evening, senpai. Hello, Sammy, what's up? GJ Chev, you imagined having every Beatles song with each Beatles songs, I think, if Harmonix made a new Beatles rock band game. Yep. When the story mode would be crazy and getting a day tripper achievement is going to be a real day tripper. Yep. That'd be cool. Although I know that there's like a community-based thing. There's a bunch of fans that are like making like clone hero levels with Beatles rock band stuff, and they're making like all of the songs. People have linked it to me many times. Some guy like DM'd me privately on Instagram saying like, hey, I work with the team that does this. Do you want to know about it? And then I said yes, and they never replied. How good is this game? I like it. The reviews say that it's kind of middling, like 6 out of 10 or whatever. Very, very average. I like it just fine. I appreciate how cheap it was when I bought it. I'm gonna let Google autocorrect me starting now. Belly, Mytho, make is... Come on, don't do that. You're fucking flooding the chat with bullshit. Stop. Don't do that. If you're gonna do that on one message and not a million of them. THP, how was The Legend of Zelda Phantom Hourglass? Okay, that's one of the games that, like, a lot of Zelda fans hate. I like it. I think it's fine. And this is not like a contrarian thing of like, oh, I hear other people not like it, so now I like it. Guess what? No. My entire life, when I was a little kid playing Phantom Hourglass, I enjoyed it. It wasn't the best Zelda game ever, but I enjoyed it. It was fine. The game was alright. And so when I go on the internet, obviously, people go in there hating on it, and I'm just there confused, going like, why do people hate it? And it's mostly because of the stylus. Oh, you gotta do stuff with this, with a little touchscreen, and I don't like it. I want to use buttons, and it's like, yeah, sure, but I think the game is still fun. One of the rare direct sequel Zelda games. Yeah, it's right after Wind Waker. Anime Boy, I thought you were Austin. Anime Boy, hello. I'm on YouTube now, hi. Sorry, that was my alt account. Good night, see ya. I've never... God, my scroll wheel is fucking up. I can't see the chat. I've never seen an SD card go beyond 256 gigabytes. Really? There's like 500. And there's a micro SD card that's like a terabyte. They're more expensive, you know? When you start cramming 1 terabyte into an SD card, oh boy. They've already done it. There's already a card that's 2 terabytes. It's expensive as hell. And your games might run a little slower. I was stuck on making the... You were stuck on making the sign in Phantom Hourglass. I got really close to beating that game. I don't think I ever beat it. I don't think I've ever beaten most Zelda games. The one Zelda game that I, like, sat down and played it and I kept going non-stop until I finished it was Twilight Princess. That's probably one of my favorite Zelda games right there. One of my favorites, and one of the very few Zelda games that I've actually beaten. I think I've beaten Zelda 1 with, like, cheats and stuff like that. Infinite health and just, you know, you're just given everything and stuff like that. You have all the items immediately with, like, hacks. I've gotten really close to beating, what's this one game? Minish Cap. That's another one of those where I was like right here about to beat Minish Cap, and for some reason, I guess I got stuck in a puzzle or something and I gave up. Let's see, the body workshop. What can I do here? Oh. Okay. It brings your speed down by like nothing. About SD cards and flash drives for that matter, one of the first things it taught me in cybersecurity class is to have all your important documents somewhere the hackers can't get to. Yeah, like in a USB drive. Put all of your important shit in a thumb drive or in a hard drive. You see, one thing that I do is that recently I got like a really, really big, like 8 terabyte hard drive. And that's the one that I use for everything. But I had an older one that was 2 terabytes. And so what I did is that I took everything that could ever be important, like baby pictures, videos of family, my graduation, important document, everything. I put it on that one hard drive, and I unplugged it. I put it in the box that I bought it in, and it's there in my closet. It's literally right there in my closet, right alongside other, like, actual physical documents. And that stays there. And if there's any moment where, like, you know, like my computer dies or I lose, you know, the hard drive dies or something, everything that actually matters, I mean, obviously I'll lose like games and mountains and mountains of hentai, but everything that actually matters, I have it there in that closet, right? Just a matter of plugging it in and it's all there. And it works on like Mac and Windows and everything. It's essentially a big glorified USB drive. The Minish Cap of my first Zelda game, cool, you started it off with a really good one. Let's see, do I have to keep... I saw that the requirements for one of those races was like a PI of like 290? Mechanical workshop. And you can rank up these ones too. 267. Okay, that's the engine. All of this money is dedicated to just bringing up the coupe. I'm gonna make the perfect car here. 270. A college student can figure this out, but a multitude billionaire company can't. I mean, when there's like, you know, now the big thing that people want to do with passwords now is to have like a security key. Like a key for your passwords, which is like a thumb drive and stuff. And I think that's fine, you know, having something physical that people can't necessarily like hack into over the internet. That's kind of the main thing, right? Is always like, if people can connect over the internet, they can find some way to like get to anything. But let's see, actions. There we go. Upgraded for, oh man. That's a lot of money. Alright. I need to go back. I need to go and keep racing. To keep making more money so that I can keep upgrading, making these tiny, tiny upgrades to these cars. Boom, boom, ba-da-da-da-da-da. My question is, how are you guys liking the game? Because I know that sometimes there are many moments where, like, you know, I'm playing a game and I love it, and then, never, you know, but like no one else cares. Area 08. 256. And I have 275. Okay, I am over the recommended amount. It's probably not the best day for someone hoping to be a digital forensics to have hentai on their iPod. Yeah, having Sonic porn on your PSP. Yeah. I mean, whatever. people, you know, you're a digital forensics guy. You don't necessarily, you know, who's out there looking for hentai on your iPod. Also, you say iPod, like what kind of iPod is it? If it's like an iPod Classic, like the one that I have, you know, like this one right here. This one doesn't connect to the internet. This one is completely offline. So you just plug it into your Mac or your PC and just dump it full of hentai and unplug it, and that's it. You know, it's all offline. Nobody has to see it, you know? This is your business and no one else's. Same thing for the PSP. If you have a PSP that's, you know, completely offline, you don't have to, you know, nobody has to see it. The soundtrack, though, is so dry, though. Every single song in this game feels like placeholder. We'll replace it with something better later, but they never did. Anyway, let's play car. You know what my favorite part of a car is? Car. Also beating Sophia, Noah, Liz, Ethan. They're all like driving over each other, literally. They're phasing through each other. Apologies if this racing game doesn't have a lot of racing in it. That's me just spending a lot of time talking. Checkpoint. Owie, 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 owie. Ooh, look at that. I never saw that little thingy up top before. Now, one thing that I would have actually liked from this game that probably is a bad idea is like weather stuff. I know that Drive Club, that game that doesn't really exist anymore. I mean, you can still buy it and stuff and do single player stuff. But most of the big appeal of that game was like the online elements and whatever. They wanted to make like with Drive Club, we want a social network for drivers or whatever. And they failed really hard because the online element didn't even really work half the time. And so they ended up just like axing it. Ugh. They ended up axing it a lot sooner than I was expecting. But that game was actually pretty good because it had like really good graphics and nice, like, you know, weather effects, and it had like a really realistic feel to the cars and stuff. I know that people that love their car games, people like White Light and stuff, he did a video essay on how good Drive Club was. But, you know, it just didn't really work out because the online element wasn't good enough, so they shut down those servers. You can technically still buy like a physical copy of Drive Club on PS4. I don't think you can get it on the digital store anymore. I have the VR game, Drive Club VR. And that's like a whole like separate game in and of itself, but you know. It sucks when games don't necessarily make it, you know? Especially when they're so big, high budget. 7th generation iPod, oh yeah. An iPod Touch. Vroom! Nintendo Vroom! Nintendo Switch go brrr. A couple years ago, my uncle and the FBI arrested some guy suspected of selling cheese pizza over the internet. Cheese pizza. Selling cheese pizza over the internet, and he thought he was being smart by deleting it. But the digital forensics found it. Cheese pizza. So why in air quotes? Was it like illegal cheese pizza? Illegal foreign. He did not pay the tax to import this cheese pizza into the country. Okay, I know you probably mean like drugs or something like that. Yeah, no, that's scary, man. Where like you can just totally like delete and wipe everything from your computer and people still like find stuff, you know? Here's your Bugs Bunny inflation porn. I found it. No. Nobody needed to see Bugs Bunny in that position. We see your ROM of Super Mario Brothers. Disgusting. Yeah, no. That's some deep web. That's some deep web stuff right there. Look at that. Cindy. Steve. Oh, God. Okay, so now I can crash into cars? Yeah, it's weird. There's some races in these levels where, like, some of them are like, no, it's kind of like a time trial. where you kind of just go as fast as you can, and you don't necessarily, you don't necessarily crash into any cars. You kind of just phase through them like they're ghosts or illusions of your old friends that you used to race with before, you know, the accident. But then sometimes these races are like actual legitimate races where you have to beat them, and now suddenly these cars are corporeal. And now you have to avoid crashing into them. Alright, Emily is 40 meters away from me. I have to make sure none of these guys or gals, or anything in between, catch up with me. Checkpoint. You see, when we were driving all the way back here home, this really wasn't too different. This wasn't too different, minus the hyper-fast cars just flying through the road with reckless abandon. I'm seeing, like, little buildings, like little tiny huts off to the side. Is that, like, the ancient civilization that they were talking about? Okay, I need to... There we go. I had to brake for a second because that's a super sharp turn. So technically they say, oh, the optimal path, the best way to fly through the track is to follow the green arrows. Is to follow the arrows that are on the floor. I practically never follow them, but you know, I make it all right. I got first place. I'm having welcome to the game memories passing by. I assume you know that just because you delete it and empty your site recycling bin is still on your hard drive. Yeah, there's like metadata and stuff like that. Yep. Everywhere you go, people can smell your butthole. Yeah. Yeah, I know. Deep web, dark web stuff. Yeah, that's a gold mine for all of that. All of that bad stuff. You basically have to refill your hard drive. Zero it out a few times. Or just unplug it. Set it on fire. Nobody will see my the Tasmanian double hentai. Never. Besides, I made it. I have all of the original documents right here. Flee the country. Go to France. Go somewhere where they'll appreciate my Looney Tunes hentai. Let's go. Bye, Carla. Bye, Julia. Bye, Kevin. Oh, sorry to crash into you, Kevin. Celevi. All right. Is that Stonehenge right there? No. Little mini Stonehenge Jr. Ooh. What are those little red signs? Those little things with targets at the top. I don't know what that is. I'm stupid. Whee. Ooh, yo. Yoy. You see, the only thing that I don't really like about this game is that there's no music. When you go through the tracks and do the racing, there's no like... Can you feel like shooting through your mind? Ooh, but I give up a one. Yeah. How real can you swallow? The better be. Remember. You know? Remember. Some cool music for when you go fast, bro. Like a certain blue blur that I would know. All of you epic gamers out there, give this video a like if you know the reference. The blue bomber, the blue blur. I hate when fucking video game articles, when people write news articles about like, or reviews, right? About certain characters. They never want to repeat themselves. There's always like a writer kind of like rule is like, don't repeat yourself too much. And so they can just say Mega Man, or at least they feel the need that That they don't have to say, they shouldn't say Mega Man so many times, right? So they say the Blue Bomber, the epic Blue Mega Buster Bro. It's like, I hate it. It makes me snort in anger. Like a bull. Like that. Great, now I'm singing Live and Learn, thanks. Whatever, it's a cool song. Why you kill Brampy Wallow? Better than frickin' Sonic Colors. You don't even understand Sonic Color, like the most generic. Yeah, it's like freaking the 90s and the early 2000s never went away with Sonic soundtracks. It was a little bit like Live. That reminds me of Live and Learn. That's because it is Live and Learn, my son. Here, have some warm milk, and I'll give you a head pat, and I'll smack you on the ass, and go out and play outside with your hula hoops. And you can just do hula hoops while you drink milk and sing Live and Learn. Go watch your VTubers, son. I showed my dad, Hololive the other day. One time, this was like 3 months ago, he came over to visit one time, and he stayed over a few days. And he walked into my room, and I every time I'm working here at my desk or I'm editing a video or something, I always have my television right there, and I always have like Lammy or Corone, or I was just watching Corone play fucking Final Fight. And right now, I am binging Pecora playing Dragon Quest V, because I installed Dragon Quest V, the DS version on my Retroid Pocket, and I got on my iPhone. I got Dragon Quest V on my iPhone, and this is on this version, on the DS version, that's the farthest I've ever gone. I'm an adult now. I helped like a Prince Harry, and I have like all of these monsters on my team now. It's so cool. But I want to play, maybe stream it. I'm probably gonna stream it. Stream the iPhone version and catch up and get to where I am now. But yeah. But anyway, my dad walked in, and he was asking like, "What's that?" And I showed him like, "Oh, like, well, what's that like anime girl?" And it was like, yeah, no, these are like YouTubers. Like YouTubers? Well, are they like real people or are they fake? No, they're like actresses. They're like actors playing a character, but they're real. Like, oh. And then I showed him like an episode of Helena Graffiti, like those sketches that make no sense. And then he just stood there and he was like, wow, like the world really has space for everyone. And then he walked away. He's like, wow, the world really has everything. He was like, geez, wow. He had that face of like, I thought I saw everything, and now I saw this. His mind was blown. That's why it's stuck in my mind now. You haven't showed him Coco Rodriguez. Oh my god. It was funny seeing Coco do Duolingo in Spanish. Because you have like all of these like Spanish speaking people. If there's anybody that are like bigger weebs than Americans, it's Mexican people. Like Latino culture is super weeb heavy. So I think nobody likes anime more than Latino people, honestly. They're super hardcore into their anime. I think even Japanese people will look at Latinos and go, yabai. Big yabai. Everybody was so happy seeing Coco speak Spanish and stuff. And that was fun. That was a fun stream. Viva la Coco. Viva la Coco Rodriguez. Patrona Coco. Okay, here we go. Are you ghosts or are you real? Joshua from The World Ends With You. Clearly. Racing in that car. Ooh, by the way, there's gameplay for The World Ends With You that we should probably watch. I'll probably record a video. I don't think I'll react to it now. I'll record a video, and I'll watch it offline, and then I'll upload it. Okay, you are a ghost. You are a ghost. So it doesn't matter if I just, like, phase through you, right? I can just pass you? There we go. Yeah, there's a lot of really nice-looking gameplay for Neo, The World Ends With You. I seen little bits of it. I saw, like 20 seconds of it, and I said, okay. I have to save the reaction for later, man. I can't watch the whole thing. And there's a lot of publications. I think it was like GameSpot that uploaded gameplay, and then IGN uploaded it, and then there's like all of these websites that uploaded preview stuff, and apparently it's all different. So yeah, I'm probably gonna make a video on that at some point. Plus all this other craziness has been going on. Leaks everywhere. Now that A3 is right around the corner. Even our parents watched anime and they never knew it was anime. I have a stepmom, and and she's cool, you know, I like her a lot. She's an awesome person, but she was always one of those like prim and proper, like, you're a lady and you have to do lady things, and you know, very traditional, right? And I never expected her to like anime or whatever. And one time, I think Dragon Ball Z, the Resurrection F movie, was coming out in theaters. And so me and my brother were going to go watch it, and we were just talking about it at the dinner table. And my stepmom, who's like wearing like really elegant clothing and stuff, right? Like she's really like prim and proper and always be clean, and a lady has to sit like this and, you know, stuff like that. And she's like, Dragon Ball? Yeah. And it's like, what? Yeah, I grew up with Dragon Ball. And she's like, really? yeah, I remember. And so specifically, she knows the original, like tan 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 tan. You know, with like Kid Goku and stuff. Yeah, I remember Dragon Ball, and I'm like, whoa, really? And she knew like Dragon Ball Z, and she knew about Super Saiyans and stuff. And I was like, I never expected anybody, her of all people, to know it. I bet she watches the anime Heidi. Yeah, she does. She knows about Heidi, and she saw it with her kid. So like my little sister, who is like a half sister, but I don't like to make that distinction. She's my sister. She saw it, both of them together, and so now my little sister knows Heidi. And I know Heidi. Abuelito, dime tú. Yeah. I remember watching like 2 episodes of that, and then that meme where that girl in the wheelchair falls off a fucking cliff. but like that's kind of it. I don't really know anything else, but yeah. Latinos love anime. And they love making like fake versions of Goku, like Goku with like purple hair, and making like a taco shop with it, like Tacos Goku. She watched Candy Candy, didn't she? I don't know. And not even I know what it is. Hold on, I forgot to tweet out the stream. But anyway, you guys need to see this. I need to show you guys. So you guys know Marvel, right? You guys know Thanos, right? Let's see. Oh my god. So there's a really great so this is a commercial that they actually played in Mexico for real, for a taco shop. And is based off of like Marvel Avengers with Thanos and stuff with Endgame. Oh my god. Yeah, and like, you know, Mexicans love doing this stuff. They just do like fake off-brand versions of all these things, and it's absolutely hilarious. If you don't speak Spanish, you're not gonna get it, but it's still funny. Yeah, so it's like... Yeah. I am inevitable. And then... Oh no. Taque sabroso. I'm taco delicious. Look at Thanos twerking. Da, 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 da. This guy's on his iPhone just like recording all of his tacos. Benito Juárez and Infonavit. Mexico. Full disclosure, I did not make this video, and this is an advertisement owned by the Taque Sabroso restaurant. This video was edited by Jorge, by Jorge Lahud, whose YouTube channel is linked below. Really? The best advertisement I've ever seen. This guy's saying, this is why my country is the best one. Yeah, it is. It is a masterpiece. Oh, yeah, and there were people out there saying, like, bro, that shit low-key looking good. Dude, you don't even know. You don't even know half of it. You don't even know half of it. Mexican food. Especially the Mexican food that you just find off the street with people just selling tacos, you know, in taco stands randomly is like the best food ever. A lot of older Latinas watched anime because it's basically telenovelas. Yeah, pretty much has the same level of melodrama and screaming, so yeah. Kusa. Big Kusa. Oh yeah, by the way, we're racing. I forgot that we were racing. Michelle or Joshua are going to catch up with me. Ah! Sorry. There's no, like, car destruction that I know of. I guess if you, like, totally total your car, maybe you'll see something, but for the most part, these cars are spotless 100% of the time, even if you are in the middle of a desert. With, like, bugs getting splat on the windshield constantly. Like in B-movie or whatever. I like drafts. Ah, yes, the giant satellite of the ancient civilization. How could I forget? The ancient civilization used that satellite to communicate with aliens. And that's why the ancient civilization is no longer here, because they were taken away by the aliens off the party just to get high and get pissed off. Wear Metallica shirts and get high. Ow! That's what every man wants. That's why people believe in aliens in such a hardcore manner. Because I want to get high with all the aliens too. Bank their butts and see how it feels like. See if it's all gooey on the inside. Okay. Break. Drift. Deja vu. Deja vu. I have been in this place before. Okay, big bridge. I thought that by moving the right stick, I could like maybe move the camera, but nah. Oh, if you pull it back. If you pull the stick back, you can see behind you, and there's nothing because I'm winning. I'm so far ahead from everyone else. I am a higher, elevated race above everyone else in this world of car. I am the evolved car, the ultimate car. Somebody even say the Super Saiyan car. Torquing. Ese Thanos está perreando. So in Spanish, we obviously have our own words and stuff for like twerking and dancing. Oh man, that person is really getting with it. That person's really wildin', right? Or ballin'. We say perreando. It's like dog. It's like you're going dogging. A lot of that stuff doesn't necessarily translate well in English, man. Perreando. Back on the rocks. Back on the rocks. There we go. Look at that. Look at Joe. Joe's so proud of me. Drift 300 meters. Can I take a picture of old Joe? Of old Joe right there? Look at that. Look at that proud face. That's the face of a proud father. You did my achievement. Thank you, human. Get all stars in a championship. I don't know how to pronounce championship. I always say champion chimp. The chimp that is a champion. The championship? There has to be some like monkey-based cartoon or something out there where they have an episode where it's like a big race and they call it the championship. There has to be. If not, then somebody needs to hire me at like fucking Nick Jr. or Cartoon Network or something. Hire me for the regular show. Just so that I can walk into the writer's room and say championship. And everybody's gonna go, ah! Ah, 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 ah. Somebody's gonna be eating like a big hot, like, Philly cheesesteak, greasy. Ah, they have like steak and cheese all over their mouth and they hear the joke and they go, ah, 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 ah. Then, you know, I'm gonna have a cheesesteak all over my goddamn face, greasy ass t-shirt. And when everybody stops laughing and pissing themselves, Emma is gonna be like, Did I get the job? And they're like, no, get out. But we'll take the joke. We're gonna steal the joke, so it makes it look like we said it. We're gonna make Jimmy Fallon say it on a late night talk show. And Jimmy Fallon is gonna walk in on his late night show and be like, hey everybody, thank you very much for coming, and championship. And everyone's gonna laugh. And Jimmy Fallon gonna take credit for all of it. Hey, look at that. Unlocked elements. There's a new card dealer in town. You just unlocked a card dealer that sells D1 category cards. Is there a D20 card? A 20-sided card? New champion chimps discovered. New chimps. Are there people inside that car? I don't see people in that car. This is the world of cars before they got faces. In English, it sounds weird because Spanish slang tends to be very situational and very visual, almost mimetic. Yeah, and very emotional too. Yeah, it's you see a Spanish, whether it's like Latino Spanish or like Spain Spanish, there is so much that has like double meaning, even triple meaning. There's so many words that you can use. You can take like one word and use it for like 7 different things. So especially when it's slang, because there's just so much. Most people speak in slang as opposed to like very formal, appropriate kind of speaking. You know, when you speak like normal, people usually think that you're kind of like bland and just not, you know, you don't have that flavor, that chile, that spice, you know? And yeah, most people speak very fast, abbreviated slang, right? Because even the slang is like shortened into something that's even smaller, right? So yeah, it's difficult to learn that kind of stuff without you getting confused. You know, whenever people say multiple entendre up the wazoo, yes, double entendre, even triple entendre. Yeah, and if you're like watching like a comedy show, like a sitcom or something, like some Familia Peluche or that kind of stuff, you got like some quadruple entendre stuff going on there. Yeah. You know, whenever people say, oh, if you really want to learn a language, then you have to hear like real people have conversations, I think that applies 150% in Spanish, at least Latino Spanish, because a lot of it is just muddled in like abbreviations and shortening stuff and, you know, slang terms and stuff like that, and different like generational slang terms. Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot, but it's fun. It's fun because the Spanish language is so rich. Like, it has there's so many words. It's just a really nice sounding language. And I know I'm biased because I grew up with it, but you know, I think the same about like English. Like, English has a lot of like a really wide variety of ways that you can say stuff. The problem is that people are stupid and lazy, and they don't read books, so they don't really use anything beyond like the 150 Pokemon of words that they use every day. So, you know, it doesn't sound like there's a lot of complexity, but there is. English is a cool language. I love Japanese, obviously. Are there any languages that I like, that I think are like cool? Chinese, actually. I like Chinese. Hearing people speaking Chinese is fucking awesome. I love it. And then even for Chinese, there's stuff like Fujonese and, you know, Mandarin and you know, simplified Chinese and traditional Chinese and all that stuff. All of Eugenio Derbez's stuff. Yeah, for anybody that doesn't know, Eugenio Derbez is like one of the most like popular like comedians out there in Mexico. And you might have seen him in some American movies because he kind of made like a big like breakthrough in Hollywood, where now he appears on all of these like Hollywood movies now. And it's cool. All of Eugenio Derbez's stuff was so well written that kids laughed. I laughed. I still laugh at it now. They still play all of his old sketch comedy stuff on TV sometimes, and it's still great. Usually over the weekends. Teens laughed. Parents were trying not to bust a gut. Yeah, no, me and my dad love watching those sketches. Which one was like El Ángel Marco? That one. For real. That one. For anybody that doesn't know, there's a sketch where like that this guy like dresses up as like a monk. Imagine like the witch from Snow White, but like as a guy, you know, like the witch, like and he would tell stories, and basically the joke would always be that he would like misremember parts of the joke, parts of the story. He would misremember parts of the story, and then somebody would come in and like try to fill in the gap, and then he'd be like, no, like it wasn't that, and it was actually something like more funny and pervert. Like the punchline is like, no, it wasn't the proper ending of the story, it's this ridiculous, stupid other thing, you know? It's like, this supermodel was so nice that the judge, and then a guy comes in and says, the judge, a big score. The judge gave her a big score. And he goes, no, the judge gave her a fucking pounding. They fucked all night. You know, that kind of stuff. And his big phrase was him saying, it was horrible. It was horrible. Horrible. And that was kind of the big thing. It might sound that character only has the one joke and that it gets old fast. Believe me, it doesn't. Because every time is like a new story, right? And like the punchline is always different. The format is the same. The layout is kind of like a meme, right? With a meme, memes are not jokes in and of themselves. Memes are formats to tell jokes that already exist, you know? Usually like contradictory stuff. You thought this, but actually the opposite, right? And so a lot of those sketches were kind of like memes before memes were a thing. They would lay out the format of how the joke would go, but the actual content within the joke, the people in question, the situation at hand, it would always be something different. And that's what made it funny, because like, you don't know what the hell they're gonna talk about next, right? And it was funny. And Latino comedy is all about like sex and and fucking and just stupid stuff like that. And of course, as I said, double meaning. Lots and lots and lots of double meaning. Or puns. I guess in America you could say puns, but they weren't really puns. It was slightly different from a pun. Yeah, and everybody laughed. There's a lot of really great comedians in all Mexico. A lot of really great ones. I know that there's a bit of like a stand-up comedy scene in Mexico, but that's not super like famous. It's nowhere near as appreciated and loved as it is here in America. In America, people love their stand-up comedy. But in Mexico, it's more like sketch comedy. It's more like people getting like in costumes and playing characters and stuff. So I guess more theater. Yeah, I guess theater. A lot of people in Mexico love theater. It was always a new story. Yeah, exactly. It was always a new story. The punchline was not always the obvious response, and more often than not, he'd skirt the lewd double entendre. Yeah. Yeah, and even like you know how I said like, oh, you know, they fucked. Like it wasn't that. They never said fucked. They said, oh, the judge gave the model a new apartment with furniture and everything, if you know what I mean, you know? Like fuck logic, or male logic, 8 urinals form MP simultaneously. Yeah. Yeah, because people make spaces in between the urinals. That's so stupid. Why do people do that? There was one time where, like, I remember, I think I was at a movie theater where, I really had to go pee after the movie was over. So I went to pee, and there was a guy there in the urinal, and there were a lot of open spaces out there, but, like, I don't know why. I just walked next to him, and I peed next to him, and he was, like, looking next to me. It's like, what? Whatever. There's, like, a wall next to us. You know, who cares? If you don't want to see my dick, then just don't see my dick. You know? It's nowhere near big enough, even for another guy to be impressed. I don't know. I don't know. Why would you look at me? Unless, you know, you like where you're seeing. I mean, I'm not really into that, but, you know, I respect it. And, you know, if you want to see, I'll let you take a peek. It's fine. I'm not uncomfortable with that kind of stuff. I'm pretty comfortable in my own skin. But yeah. It's just people that are insecure. It's so stupid. It's like, I don't want to have someone's dick next to me. I don't want to be seen. I don't want people to see me as the big guy. I'm like, whatever. Shut up. Just don't see that man's junk. Mind your own business. Could you imagine women going into the bathroom and like separating one stall with the other, you know? One stall is filled, one that's empty, one that's filled, one that's empty. I don't know. Maybe there's some women's group out there on Facebook that has like a meme that does that. But yeah, when women say that men are stupid, yeah, that's the proof. You separate the urinals. It's stupid, Peter, you're stupid. Drive this race, Peter. You must deliver the pizzas, Peter. You're so stupid. Okay, Mr. Aziz, I'll drive this car. The pizzas are in good hands. Don't worry, Mr. Aziz, the pizzas are in good hands. I'll do this drive in the ancient civilization. Peter, don't get lost in the ancient civilization, Peter. You're so stupid. Sorry, Mr. Aziz. Oh no. I crashed the car. Oh no. Mr. Aziz is gonna kill me. Oh, I flipped the pieces. Oh no. That is big yabai. Oh god, there's the finish line. Oh. Mr. Aziz is gonna kill me. Oh no, suck in the pizza. Stand-up in Mexico grew more in the last decade. Yeah, it's a relatively new thing. It's a recent thing. Sketch and theater has always been the thing. Yep. There's always been room for sexy comedy. Very Benny Hill-like. Oh yeah. Yeah. Mexican people are horny. It's a country of passion, people say. It's a very passionate country. Now, we're all just really horny all the time. You know me? Because I represent the whole country. No. But yeah. So I went there over the weekend. Went over to my hometown just to visit. Hot as hell, as always. Here in SoCal, it's like super cloudy and kind of cold. But just drive like 2.5 hours down southeast, and yeah, it's like a totally different world. Everyone is melting. It's super hot, but I'm kind of fine with it because that's the environment that I grew up in since I was a baby all the way to now. So like when people say, "Oh, it's hot," and I'm like, yeah, what else is new? It's been hot for 26 years of my life. I know. I know how this goes. Herdez? like the brand of sauce? Yeah, we are. We cool. We cool and we know how to speak English all cool. Okay, here we go. Alright, Douglas. Let me show you a taste. All you Americans know is just guacamole and that's it. And what, that Coco movie? That's cool. I like the Coco movie. I remember one time I was in university and there was like a professor that was like Latino studies and all that kind of stuff. And that guy was like so offended over the Coco movie. He was like, look, in the afterlife, they have like a border crossing. That is so stupid and so offensive. Just think about the hurt of all of these people. And I'm just there laughing, you know, like, fucking shut up, dude. I thought it was funny. Because that's true. My whole life, I've had to like cross the border to go to school and stuff. And I'm like, yeah, that's a deep cut. That's a reference that I understand. I relate to it. I don't care how offensive or stupid you think it is. It's the truth. It's like they're monetizing our hurt. Like, no, they're not, you dumbass. They just wanted to make a fun movie with like freaking tamales and mariachis and skeletons and stuff like that. It is really shitty that they wanted to like trademark Dia de los Muertos, Day of the Dead. That was stupid, but like, whatever. People pushed back on that really fast and they stopped. After that, all you have is the movie. And the movie was fun. I like it. And you know, I watched it Latino dubbed in Spanish. And that's honestly the best way to watch it, because, you know, all of the English, you know, all of the English with like Spanish mixed in, nah. No, like pure Spanish. That's how, you know, it feels right, because then all of the references and the words and stuff, that just makes more sense. It's kind of like when you watch like when you're playing Blaze Blue and you have all this Japanese text, but like half of it is like spoken in English anyway. It's like, why not just have the English dub, and then they took it away. Thermonuclear heat, break out the ice cold. 40s, yeah. No, yeah, it's always been infernally hot, and at least where I'm from. Which is like literally like, you know, there's California and then Mexico and like the line in between them, like, yeah, like right below it. We're not afraid of laughing at ourselves as long as it's actually funny. And even if it's not funny, we still laugh, like whatever. I was actually talking about this with my brother, and I was asking him, like, do you think that like Mexicans are like, you know, like the most like chilled out people in the world? Because it seems like we're the only ones that can actually like take a joke. And my brother made a really good point. And he said it's less about the place and the culture, and it's more about the generations. I think that because we grew up in that environment, but now that, you know, the kids that are growing up now are becoming more sensitive and all that kind of stuff, and more Americanized, who are also like super sensitive, so it's more of a generational thing as opposed to, you know, something that's specific to the culture. Which I think there is some truth to that, but I think at the same time, I think there's a lot of like, you know, the culture around here is very like roast-y, and I'm not saying that because of the heat. Like, we all roast each other all the time. You kind of, you have a thick skin built onto you from childhood because everybody's just really rough. Didn't they want to trademark Pedro Infante? Yeah, the closest equivalent to Mexican Elvis. Essentially, yeah, he is like a super iconic, famous guy. He was like a movie star and a singer and stuff. I don't know about that. I never heard about that. But that is pretty crappy. I mean, yeah, imagine trademarking Elvis for Disney, right? Like, Disney owns Elvis, his estate. Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like, you know, corporations buying people. People and holidays and just, like, basic human stimuli, like React. You know, stuff like that. Like, the Fine Brothers, they wanted to trademark the word react. Like, no, that's like a basic human action that everyone does. It's about as natural as breathing, and you want to monetize it. Shut up. We're getting too globalized? That's not really a bad thing. Everyone needs to be butthurt about the same thing instead of we all have different stuff that gets to us. I don't think the problem is globalized. I think the problem is that a lot of the people in the US think that the US is all there is, and that the rest of the world has to be like them. And because the US is so influential everywhere, then other countries kind of like take, you know, they exchange, they give and take a lot of different elements from different cultures, right? And I think one of the elements that I personally, you know, feel like we can do without is that super hyper, like, sensitive SJW, like that kind of stuff, right? Where, like, you know, written on paper, you know, being inclusive and all that stuff, that's great. That's a great thing. But the problem is that people always gotta take it to that extreme, right? To that cancel culture kind of extreme. Instead of just accepting that we're all different, right? Everything has to be like America. And I'm here saying, like, no, it doesn't have to be. And that's fine, right? And we can still be globalized, right? We can still, you know, live in a world where you have a little bit of everything everywhere. But you don't necessarily have to, like, totally change yourself to abide by the demands of another country that you don't even live in, right? But that's just me. And I don't want to talk too much about it because, you know, I got really ranty about this on a Trails from, on a Legend of Heroes stream, and it just got too much. I just derailed way too much, and it just kind of didn't get super fun. So I'll just leave it at that. Nothing wrong with sharing our lives with each other, but we don't necessarily have to, like, obey or follow anyone else. We can just keep all the fun stuff and leave it at that. You Americans can keep all of the Twitter drama for themselves. 162 kilometers per hour. It's fast. It's 9 miles. 9 miles per hour. No tails on this game. Checkpoint. You see, when you play these car games in a video game on a television with speakers, the cars revving up, I don't mind it. I don't mind the noise. It can actually be kind of relaxing and a bit of an ASMR kind of thing because it kind of has that like consistent drone to it, where it kind of relaxes you. Especially when you're inside the car as opposed to outside. But when you're looking at cars like these in real life, oh my god, they are the loudest thing in the world. You could be on the other side of the world in China and you'll still fucking hear it. And then there's people that have like the shittiest looking cars ever, but they rev them up like vroom, vroom, vroom. It's like ugh. Right here at like 2 in the morning. It's like, you think you're so cool. Share respect, even if you don't get it. Live and let live. There we go. Conclusion, final words. Just, if you're not hurting anybody, let people just do their shit. We all like different Pokemon. I was wondering when you're going to play Miitopia. Probably not anytime soon, because Miitopia costs money, and I don't have money, and the money that I do get, I make a very strict budget. Where it's like I will not go over this amount, and I already used it up because there was a sale on PlayStation. I got Mortal Kombat 11 with all of the DLC. I think everybody except for like Shao Kahn. For some reason, Shao Kahn is like one DLC character that's like separate from everything else. And I don't understand why. But then, I also got a bunch of Lego games that are usually like 30 bucks. And I like the entire Harry Potter collection, Lego edition, $3. And then Lego Marvel Avengers, fucking... I think it was also like $2 or $3 for 3 games. It was like nothing. It was like Lego Marvel Avengers 1 and 2, and then Lego like DC villains or something. I don't know. At least try the demo. I didn't know there was a demo. Yeah. And then what else did I buy? Oh, I bought Injustice 2 Ultimate Edition. So it's $11, I'm pretty sure. It was like 80% off. And so instead of paying $60, the grand total was like $180 something, and I ended up spending like 47. Yeah, I spent 47 on $200 worth of games. And then it wasn't over there. I went on PlayAsia and I bought myself one of those Japanese Nintendo eShop cards because on the Japanese store, Dragon Quest X is off for, instead of like $50 or so, it was out for like $35. And the sale ends like in a couple days, like on June the 9th. And in Japan, they're a day ahead. So like tomorrow it's over, and like I do not want to miss out on this. I do not want to have to pay 50 bucks for Dragon Quest X. So I got the eShop card, I got the code, and I claimed it. And so I spent like 3,500 yen, somewhere around there, on all of Dragon Quest X from version 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And I know that 6 is coming out, but that's not out yet. So I have like around 1,500 yen just sitting there. And so if there's ever a game, like a small, like Japanese only game that's like 15 bucks or something, I can buy it. I'll just leave it there. You never know when you'll need it. By the way, if you think there's a lot of games on Switch on the American store, the Japanese store, whole other different world. So many more like visual novels and stuff. But yeah, I mean, if there's a demo for Miitopia, I guess I can play it. How much is it? It's a Nintendo game and it just came out not too long ago, so I can only assume that it's $60 full. And if they ever do a sale, it's gonna be like 10% off. You can buy it for $55. I'm like, no thank you. No thank you. Kaon. Extra points if you recognize it as Kaon. Yeah, we can do the demo. But I don't think I'll be able to play it because my budget for this month that I impose on myself so that I can stop myself from buying too many games. I already used up my whole budget. I used up my allowance. My own adult-given allowance. And also, like, Miitopia... I mean, I know that it's fun and that it's cool. I've seen Hololive Girls play it. I've seen Ina play it. I've seen Gouda play it. I've seen, Polka. Oh my god. Watching Polka play, Miitopia is the funniest shit ever. It's super... Polka, in general, is an incredibly fun person to watch just do anything. She is an entire circus just lodged into one person, and she's incredibly fun. But her Miitopia streams, oh my god, they're golden. I love them. And so that has made me want to get Miitopia, but the problem is that the game is probably super expensive, and if I am gonna buy it, it'll probably be like, maybe like 2 or 3 months from now, because next month is gonna be July. And July is gonna be my birthday, and you know what I'm gonna buy for my own birthday? A gift to myself, from myself, for being such a good boy this year, is gonna be Neo: The World Ends With You. The sequel to my #1 most favorite game of all time. And that's $60 on Switch. You bet your ass, as soon as July happens, I'm gonna make myself a new budget. I'm gonna make myself a new spending limit. And I'm gonna pre-order that game. I still don't know where I want to buy it. I know it's gonna be on PC. I know it's gonna be on PS4. I feel like on Switch is where it's gonna run the worst, right? This is very special for me. Like, if I'm gonna play this game, I really want it to, like, play and run in the best way possible. So, as much as it feels weird, because obviously, like, World Ends With You, it was originally on Nintendo DS, then phones, then Switch. To me, it just feels like it's a Nintendo kind of property, right? Even though it's not, right? It's Square Enix. It can be anywhere, right? But to me, it's always been like a Nintendo thing. So for me, it just feels natural to get it on Switch. But if it's gonna be on PC, it'll probably run at a much better frame rate and resolution and stuff. The power of determination. Miitopia is $50 from what I see. All right, it's not 60. $50 is still a lot. I'm not gonna buy it for 50. I would get it if it's like 20 or something. But even then, I would just buy it because you guys want me to, you know, play it on stream. You know? I would do it for you guys and not necessarily for me. The power of determination. Yeah, it's still a lot. And knowing how Nintendo is really stingy with their discounts, at least for their own, like, mainline Nintendo games, all of the third-party stuff is like, oh, 60% off, 70%. There have been games on the eShop that I have bought for a penny. Like, literally, like, 95% off a game that was like $5 already, right? There's a bunch of games on my library that I bought for like 5 cents or 10 cents. And if you follow accounts on Twitter like Wario64 or whatever, he's the guy that always like clues you in on sales. And he's always like, this game is out for a penny. This game is out for 2 nickels. So yeah. It's really easy to just know about it and then just jump into the eShop and buy it. Alright. Go to bed? No. So we unlocked this entirely new area now, but we need to buy a D1 category car. And even then, there's gonna be like D2 and D3 and stuff like that. Alright, let's go to the car dealer, see what car we can buy. We have $400,000. You think that'll be enough? Knowing how, like, you know, special and premium these cars are, 1 million is probably baby play. Every car dealer sells exclusive cars, it says. I don't know the brand name. Ooh. All of these nice looking cars that I don't know the name of. I like that red one because it's red, and red is my favorite color. I use the same logic for cars than I do for, like, Pokemon, right? Because Pokemon have their stats and their evolutions and their EVs and IVs and all that stuff. Let me tell you, ever since I was a small child, ever since I was 5 years old, Pokemon Stadium was the very first Pokemon game and the very first video game I ever played in my life. And all the way to today, in 2021, I have never once, a single time, ever worried about any of those stats. I just worry about the typing. If it's a fire type, I'll throw a water type at him. If it's a water type, I'll throw an electric type at him, or a grass type, and stuff like that. That's it. That's the only thing that I check. But other than that, I'm always like, cool dragon, breathe fire. Charizard. What do I need to get that? This little guy? Alright. Frickin' Charmander. There we go. That's it. Oh god, that Magneton looks really cool. Alright, I'll just get Magnemite then. And just put him in my party. That's my electric type. And that's it. Cool bird. Get that. You know? There's people out there. I've seen like Chugga Conroy Let's Plays where it's like, oh gosh, I really like the design of this Pokemon. He's really cool, but his special defense is like terrible. And I'm like, I like it, you know? I like this Pokemon, and I like how it looks. I like the attacks that it has. That's more than enough, and the typing helps me for whatever gym I need, so that's more than enough of a reason for me to, you know, catch him and to pick him and all that stuff. I never look at the stats. And I've been able to play and beat all of the Pokemon games multiple times without having to worry about that ever. You know? Especially now that it's easier than ever to get super, like, powerful in Pokemon. Anyway. A Bugatti. Bugatti. Look at that. 300 points out of 3. Wait, what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1.5 million. You see, I told you. I told you we had to get loaded. Oh my god, this one is even more expensive. P1, a McLaren. An RJF CTR3. That's 1.2 million clean. Is there anything here that's less than half a million? 1.3 million. A slime. What is that, a metal slime? Why is it so expensive? Golden brown. Like hash browns. 1.4 million. Awesome. It just keeps getting more expensive. I can't afford any of this. How many rounds in the prostitution side of the city do I have to go to be able to make this much money? I guess I'm just gonna have to stay with my B rank cards and my A rank cards. Cards? Cars. This is Car after all. Car the game. The one and only car game. There is no other car game. Only this game. The car game. Medium? Twin faults, 3 laps. Alright, I think this'll... For how long have I been going? 1 hour, 50 minutes. Alright. If you guys have any more conversation topics or jokes or questions or anything else, any other conversation you want to have with me, go ahead and do it now, because I think after these set of races are over, I think the stream is over, because this is less of a normal stream and more of a, hey, I'm back, casual, just chit-chat kind of stream. I made this stream to let you guys know that I'm here, I'm home, and I'm ready to get to work again. My stomach is filled with candy, Mexican candy from my little sister's birthday party, and pizza, and, you know, carne asada that my dad made, that he made, like, so much carne asada that he shoved it all into, like, a bunch of Ziploc bags, and he put them on a freezer, and he gave them to me. And I brought him over here. So I'm gonna eat good. I'm not just gonna eat. I'm gonna eat good. In these coming days. And then you know, he gave us like some treats, like some bolis. My mom, she made us. She always makes us tons of food when we visit. We always end up bringing over so much food. Literal supercars. Yeah, I know. I woke up in a new Bugatti. Alright, let's do it. Sophia. Nice to meet you, Sophia. Get ready to taste my dirt. Daniel. Oh god, the handling in this car is not as good as the other one. Oh god. It's very clear that I have not upgraded the... Oh no, I have not upgraded this car at all. The turning is so loose, it's nowhere near as tight as the coupe, as the other car that I had. That's like the one car that I've upgraded like a million times. And this one, you can very clearly see that I've probably only used it like once or twice. So I kind of have to like, get used to the handling here. Ethan, I will not let you win. Next lap. All right. Oh, Ava? Get out of here, Ava. Ava, taste of my dust. There we go. Yes, ow! Don't worry. No! Let's do that again. No! I'm not cheating. I'm not cheating. What? No. What? Who said I was cheating? I'm not cheating. I'm not old. I'm not old. There we go. Yeah! I'm winning because I'm just so good at the game. My skills are so good that I'm just like surpassing the competition in this totally fair and not rigged game where I always win. This is a world where I always win. Yeah. There we go. I just went, bites the dusto. I just did Kira Queen, bites the dusto, and then I just went back in time an hour. And now I'm winning. The people in the race, they don't know that I went back in time. They don't know I have bites da dasto. Checkpoint. Just don't crash into stuff. That's how you slow down. If there's even anybody inside the car, because from what I can tell, it doesn't seem like there's like an actual 3D model of a driver in those cars. It's just the car. Make some frijoles? I have frijoles. My mom made me some frijoles that are like mixed in with like bacon grease and stuff, so it tastes delicious. Like bacon flavored frijoles is the best and super fattening. How much have you known about pre-con? I know that it has a lot of really cute looking girls and hot girls in it. I will also tell you that I have the game loaded up on my phone. Right there, it's the center icon right there. I was planning to maybe live stream it one of these days. Hopefully you wouldn't get ora in Zawardo. I got ora'd by the frickin' wall. By the track itself. I ora'd myself. Lol. WWW. If I told you guys to react like Japanese people in the chat, would you guys do it? Just like every laugh is like WWW or Kusa or something like that. If something bad happens or something crazy happens in the stream, people just go yabai. Like the weebiest, most like weeb ass live chat ever. Like people like talking in Japanese, but none of them is nobody here is Japanese. Still hoping we get the ReZero collab for Precon. Yeah, that would be cool. A game that I have to play as well that was requested by our wonderful friend Heavy was to play the Ikitosen free-to-play game. Because apparently there was like a Senran Kagura collab on there, and apparently the fan service and the Life 2D is really good. No! Joe, Brittany, Julia, Jackie, no. I won't allow you to beat me. You guys are ghosts. You guys are not even real. Yeah, you're just figments of my imagination. Ah. I will not be defeated by Joe, the scariest ghost. Don't slow down, please. No. I swear, if I lose this race, I'm rewinding all the way to the start. There we go. Me win. Me always win. Baby always win. Ah. There we go. Just don't. My worst enemy are not the other people that are racing against me. Is the freaking. It's me not crashing into stuff. If only if I would just follow the arrows like a good obedient boy. If I just followed the arrows, I'd probably have an easier time. Oh god, no, less than 100 meters behind me. There's Joe. The all-powerful Joe. Super Saiyan Joe. There we go. Earthquake hazards. At night. At night. We're at the Krusty Krab. At night. We are live streaming on Twitch and YouTube. At night. Squidward, we're using the Z4. Peanut, we're using the Z. Holy crap, Lois, where are we? Peanut, we're in Gear Club Unlimited. Oh crap, I have to win the race. Otherwise, we can't go back home. Peanut, be sure not to run over our dog, Brian, or else he will die being run over. Oh crap, I ran him over. Peter, our dog, Brian, is dead. Wakarimasu. Oh crap. Is there... I just see the helmet. I see the head of the guy. But I don't think the guy's actually animating. Are there, like, alternate viewpoints for this car? There has to be. There's that. Okay. And that's it. There's that. And then there's that. And then there's that. Okay. There's no, like, seeing the guy drive from the inside, seeing him, like, turn the wheel or anything. Probably because he's not doing it. I love how the game is, like, highlighting the rewind button. You screwed up! You need to rewind, you stupid man. And I'm like, no. Am I really stupid when everyone is stupider than me? 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, okay. I'm making my way back. Ugh, don't crash into me. We gotta play Burnout Paradise, man. That game is so good. I have it on PS4. I had it on PC. I've had Burnout Paradise, the ultimate box, for God knows how long on my Steam account. But every time I try to run it, it crashes. Like, I try to do a mission, and when I finish the mission, the game just crashes and it exits out immediately. And I have to, like relaunch it and stuff. It's really annoying. So when the remaster came out for like Switch and all that stuff, I said, you know what? I could probably keep struggling. I could keep trying to get this like older version to work, or I can just buy the remastered version and just save myself the headache. So I waited until it was on PS4, I think, for like on a discount. And I got it for like 20 bucks, and it's great. Because it's Burnout Paradise, and Burnout Paradise has always been great. One of my favorite car games that are not Mario Kart. That is not like a cartoony, you know, kart racing kind of thing. It reminds me of that one time Chris and Peter Griffin are in Mario Kart. Peter, we're in Mario Kart. Every Family Guy joke is like that now. It's like, look, we are in other copywritten work that you know. We are in other IP that you would not expect us to be in usually. That's the whole joke. Like when they brought up the trollolol guy for like literally no reason. He's just like a guy that shows up at the end because they didn't have a joke. So they just brought up the guy that goes. I I wouldn't mind the Ray Zero collaboration. I really love Summer Pecorin. Pecorin. I spent 36,000 jewels, 240 pulls, and 2 tickets just to get her. Hopefully that was all saved up and not like actual real money, because otherwise I'd have to break out the belt and give you a good old spanking for being a bad boy. The horny got to you. The horny got to you, and now you're spending it like how you would spend on a girl on OnlyFans. Oh. Ow. Except this is better because it's anime girls. But also don't do it. Don't spend money on free-to-play games, please. You're enabling these guys to like, You're enabling these guys to keep making you, keep coming up with ways to make you pay more for this stuff. Look at me with New Link. I've had an enormous, I mean, that's just me being lucky. Like, all of the moments where I'm not lucky in other games is like a bunch of luck that is being built up on New Link, I guess. Drift! Deja vu. I have been on this place before. Oh, this is an oasis, I see. With palm trees and water. Hopefully not an illusion. Gotta break a little bit. Oh my god, my biggest fear in the world is to have like my car in real life like go out of control like that. That's the scariest shit. Whenever that happens, you think that's it. The car's gonna flip over 20 times like in an action movie and I'm gonna fucking die, and then the car's gonna explode and I'm gonna die again twice in the morning. Checkpoint. Checkpoint desu. It is over, Anakin. I have the high ground. Have you guys ever seen that one? Like Star Wars Episode 3? Processed through like Japanese Google Translate. You underestimate my power. Don't try it. And then when Anakin gets like, you know, sliced up, you go, oh, oh. Free to play. Currently, I have 30k jewels left. Good. Good. I won't ban you. The only time I spent money to get a specific pull was Azure Lane. I was getting my Neptunia girls. Oh, I got Noir on the Japanese version completely by luck. Again, I haven't spent a single penny, and I couldn't because it was the Japanese version, but I remember getting Noir a long time ago, and that was cool. I was getting my Neptunia girls, so I'm actually gonna save up for the Ray Zero collab. There's a Ray Zero collab for Azure Lane? Man, I can't remember the last time I played Azure Lane. I know about Azure Lane because, like, every day there's, like, the sexiest, most, like, horny art for the Azure Lane girls. And then the anime came out, and that one has, like, naked girls, like, fully naked girls, uncensored nudity, like, in every episode. Well, not every episode, but, like, all of the, like, the highlights that I've seen. People post them pretty consistently, so I'm like, what the fuck is this anime? I thought it was about battleships, and now it's like all of these girls just naked in the shower all the time. I love it. Where can I see it? I literally skip every other banner except the one that has Pecorin. You really love her, huh? You really genuinely love her. Go, tell her, bro. You must tell the beautiful babe that you love her. Before she gets married to like a burger or something. Oh, for pre-con? For pre-com? Ah! I'm okay. The car almost flipped. Oh, look, you can see a city over there. The city of Cyberpunk 2077. There's Night City over there. Night City. Oh. Oh, Olive. Oh, get up with the. Yo, beat the shit out of you, I love Popeye's dialogue. You can't understand shit about what he's saying. But he sounds either like, I'm gonna beat the shit out of you, or like, oh yeah, it's okay. He sounds either really calm or really aggressive. Yo, well, if I fucking shit, you know, how many times I gotta... Oh, no, but, you know, it's okay. We just gotta get with it. It's okay. I'm eating me spinach. And winning the race. Ooh, this looks cool. This reminds me of the pod race from Star Wars Episode 1, Jar Jar's Big Adventure. Jar Jar's Big Day Out. Now that I'm saying the word Jar Jar, there's, like this really, really hot supermodel. Oh! Dragon Quest X is downloaded. Yeah! Oh, we're playing Dragon Quest X tonight. And those 15 bucks that I have left on my Japanese account, that's probably gonna be spent on the subscription. Yeah! Oh, we're playing Dragon Quest X, boys. Should I save it for a stream or should I play it now so that, like, I know what the hell I'm doing later? For pre-con, I'm saving up my stuff for it. Too bad the burger wouldn't last long, like what happened to SpongeBob's Patty as a love interest. Yeah, or Bubble Buddy. Yeah, that relationship was not meant to last. It was just a spark. A small spark. But it was a good one. Don't cry because it's over. Be happy that it happened. Look at all those achievements. Look at Joe and how happy he is. Drift 300 meters. Yeah, that was some initial D right there. Some stuff that I was doing there. Give me the coins. All right, I am at $500,000. I am not even... I am nowhere near close to being able to buy all of those like big Bugatti cars or whatever. All right, we got a lot of golden stars. Collect 20 stars. Yeah, so basically, if you guys want to know, like when I'm like here in the weekend, like trying to just kill some time and relax with something, you bet your ass I'm playing this game. And this is the first game. I haven't even touched the second game, which supposedly has like way more content. This is a fun game. I like it. I don't know why I feel like I have to defend it, but like, you know, I feel like as soon as anybody sees this game and sees that it's on Switch and that it's not 60 FPS and stuff, people are just gonna crap on it and say, well, why not just play a racing game on PC? Why not just play Forza? It's like, I don't want to play Forza. I want to play this. You see, that's like probably the one big criticism that I would probably give this game is that why isn't there like a PS4 version or like a PC port or something like that? Just so that, you know, the frame rate is better or something, because I would probably play the hell out of it if the frame rate was a little better. I mean, this is fine. I mean, again, as long as it's consistent and it doesn't go too crazy, I don't mind. But I feel like any like normal driving game fan would be driven crazy, you know, just playing a game like this. But I like it. The loading, people say that the loading times are super long. I don't think it's that bad. I mean, again, for a Switch game that looks like this, it could totally be way worse. For me, it hasn't been that long. But then again, when I'm playing the game, I'm like, you know, busy doing other stuff at the same time. Or listening to like a podcast or something. I'm happy enough that Taiho isn't slow ahead. Those Azure Lane girls are too perfect. And Genshin Impact is kind of catching up. Alright, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my god. That icon. That logo is tiny. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was my I am back from my trip and I'm here to just talk to you guys again kind of live stream. We played Car. Did you guys like Car? Well, get ready, because next time, maybe on Sunday, we'll play Car 2. And it'll be more Car than before. It'll be twice the car than you ever expected. And we'll show a car here on stage, like in all those Microsoft press conferences. They just show up and then they make them go away. Because that's what's gonna get you to buy a game, by seeing a car in a totally unrelated situation. The coolest thing that they ever did with that was when Forza had that Lego collab, and then they pulled out a car like they always do, but the car was a Lego car. Like the whole thing was made out of Legos. And I thought that was not only funny, but also cool. Thanks for the stream, THP. Yeah. So, again, no promises on future streams. If anything, I'm probably gonna be getting ready for E3. Because that's, like, literally next week, I think. And, you know, I'm just gonna be preparing to react to all of the press conferences and all that stuff. So, I will probably be making a bunch of videos this week, just getting hyped for it, you know? I'm gonna watch the World Ends With You footage. I'm gonna talk about the leaks for Shin Megami Tensei 5. There's just a lot. There's a lot to talk about, so those will probably be separate videos. Maybe what to expect, you know, a video on what to expect from E3 or something like that, or what I'm looking forward to the most. And then just more live streaming. Now, when it comes to streaming, if I am gonna stream, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'll probably, it'll be a toss-up between Legend of Heroes, Trails from Zero, and maybe playing Dragon Quest 11. Because I am super addicted to Dragon Quest right now. You know, right now, while I was off on my trip, I did nothing but play Dragon Quest 5. Like, that was my thing. It was Dragon Quest 5 and just grinding in Dragon Quest Monsters as well. Too much stuff coming out this month. Yeah. E3 is one thing, but then, like, you have all of these games coming out. You have Guilty Gear, Strive coming out. You have Final Fantasy VII Intergrade, which I am not gonna be able to, I'm not gonna be able to play because I don't have a PlayStation 5. I have the game purchased, but I don't have a PS5. And then, PSO2. Exactly. We have the new Genesis thing for PSO2. We can probably stream that. And if you guys haven't noticed, I just got done downloading Dragon Quest X. So, we're probably gonna be playing that, in a little bit. I don't know. What do you guys think I should do? Should I just, like, tomorrow, just, like, load this up and see what happens? Or should I, like, you know... You see, the thing is that with these, like, online games, they always have, like, these openings and like, cutscenes that you can't really see anymore after, like, the first run-through. So I kind of want to just, like, you know... Kind of just want to load it up and see what happens so that I can just see everything with fresh eyes. And then if there's anything they have to figure out, I'll just figure out. And because a lot of people want to play this game, I'm sure there's, like, guides out there on, like, how to start and stuff. I'm sure there's some documents where, like, the menus are, you know, translated. I don't necessarily have to go at it completely blind, but, you know. I do recommend checking out the benchmark for New Genesis. Yeah, I'll very likely have to run that game at, like, the lowest settings possible, because that's the latest and greatest thing. Is a game from 2021. They're completely revamping it. It's still PSO2, right? But, you know, and I can run PSO2 perfectly. I've never had a problem, but this newer version, yeah, I'm worried. So, yeah. Dragon Quest X is the MMO, right? Yes, exactly. It's the MMO. There's an offline version coming out, but there's no real confirmation that that is going to come over to the West. I feel like that there's literally no other reason for why you would ever make an offline version than to, like, put it out in other countries. So, yeah, I'll buy that and play that because it'll be in English and all that stuff, presumably. But the big thing is that the offline version is not the same game. It's reimagined, it's restructured, and all of the characters are like these little, like, chibi, like, Diamond and Pearl remake kind of models. And I would have probably liked it better if it was, like, the full models and the multiplayer and all that stuff. So, you know, I said screw it. If this game is never coming out in America, then fuck it. I'll just buy it off of the Japanese thing. And, whenever I have money or whatever, I'll just pay the subscription to play it for a month. And yeah. The story, yes! That's the biggest thing. That's the biggest reason for why I want the offline version, is so that I can experience the story. And yeah, because people say that the story is really, really good, and I just... There's no way for me to experience it, you know? My laptop won't even run it. My computer can run it in mid to high settings. Yeah, and I'm gonna play this on a desktop. I'm not gonna use a laptop or anything. I'll test it out. I'll see if it works. I mean, I've played, you know, I've run bigger, you know, I've run Witcher 3, And Witcher 3 runs fine at 30 on PC. But I've played like really big MMOs and stuff, and they run fine. I just have to check. I just have to check and screw around with the settings and see what happens. But okay, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for coming. I'll see you guys next time. I am very hungry now, so I'm gonna go. I'm gonna eat. I'm just gonna chill and relax because I am admittedly still a little bit tired from the trip and carrying all of this stuff. So yeah, and I did take a nap, but yeah, I need to just plan out my week, see what I'm gonna do. Still job hunting, but I think this week and the next week is gonna be a lot of just content creation, a lot of videos, a lot of reactions and stuff. So yeah, look out for those. Maybe before I go to bed, I'll record a video or two so that I have something for tomorrow. All right. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for joining me. I was not expecting the chat and everybody to be so active in me playing Car, but yeah, get ready for Car 2 at some point. All right, catch you later, everybody. Bye-bye.